Howdy folks, out here in Chautauqua County, New York at some state forest land, and I just parked here on the side of the road and I'm just gonna hop into the forest right here. But before I do, I'll already see some fun mushrooms I'm gonna take a quick look at over here. It's been raining all night and morning. I'm out here in the afternoon. It's supposed to be done raining. So like maybe some nice classic orange mycenas. Double check. Put a name on the screen. Got tons of slug action around here. Like I said, it's just been raining. Pretty wet out, but the rain is supposed to be done. I've got some new rubber boots on, and got my quick dry clothing on. So if it does end up raining on us, I'm gonna be prepared. It's definitely very wet out here. It's thick and slippery. Kind of feels like I'm going through the jungle. Although temperature is perfect. It's just about 70 degrees. Yesterday it was almost 90. So this rain that we got helped cool things off a bit. And it feels pretty nice even though it's kind of wet. I'm hoping we can find some cool mushrooms out here today with all this moisture. Working my way through this thick wet brush so we can get a good view up here of this pond. Big one. Try to get some better angles of this too. The road I parked on is kind of up there, but I parked down yonder and walked in, so we're not too deep yet. I'll try to get around this a little bit and get a better view. Just a bunch of frogs. See some old beaver activity here. It's like 6 stumps. This is the only tree I see fallen, so I assume they've taken the rest. So now I'm going to wander around in this pine forest area to see if we can find any cool mushrooms. And if not, we'll keep moving and start looking in another part of the forest. Stumbled on one of the trails, so I figured I'd follow that for a little bit. I thought it looks kind of cool. Kind of see it here. I see a mushroom. I don't know if it's going to be exciting. It's kind of old and messy, so I don't think I'm going to bother identifying it, but keep our eyes peeled for more. I do see a few more just like that one scattered around on either side of the trail, but again, they all look messy, so they're not worth trying to identify at that point. This is a nice turn in the trail. Found some of these. We've seen these recently, so I'll get the name on the screen. It's a cool patch with a bunch of really little ones. And we're starting to see some life. Coming around to another nice view of this pond. Oh, this is cool. A little bit of a log trail here. More froggies jumping around, squeaking at us. Well, let's take this log trail. Okay, it's time to detour off this lovely trail and do some investigating. I think I see something on a tree up here. Okay, it is indeed some very big mushrooms, but they're pretty old and yucky and messy, so I don't think I'm going to have any luck identifying them. If there's any true experts out there watching that can still identify a mushroom in this state, by all means chime in on the comments. Okay, so we're coming up now on Pendergrass Creek, which I have several videos where I have hiked that creek extensively and we've found fossils down there. So today I'm not going to go down there too much. We'll look at it a bit here and there maybe, but right now we're just walking by because I'm a little more interested in staying in the woods right now. I still haven't found too many interesting mushrooms, but this is usually a good forest to find the cool stuff. So we're going to keep looking and see what we come up with. We'll take this trail that goes down by the creek though. Looks nice. This stone bridge is pretty cool. Creek that goes up this way. Let's take a quick look what it looks like up around the corner. That could be fun to follow maybe someday. Okay, it's got a trail. Maybe we'll walk in the creek a little bit while we're down here right at the water. Got rubber boots on today. Some new ones. Break them in. My other pair I got with steel toe. Thinking like, oh, a little extra support would be great, or a little extra protection. But they gave me horrible blisters on my big toe from rubbing. So I just got a new pair without the steel toe and they feel much better. Here we have what looks like a slime mold. Perhaps more than an actual mushroom. I could be wrong. I doubt if I'll be able to identify this properly, but if anyone else can, chime in the comments. Some more orange mycena. We saw these in the beginning. These ones look a little healthier though. A couple over here. As well as this interesting little black fungus. Guessing that could be a slime mold. And then there's this interesting guy here. I'm not sure what that is, but it's a kind of a neat mushroom that was just laying nearby. Oh, there's another one. I don't know. We'll see if I can identify these as well. If I can, I will put a name on the screen. It's a nice, cool looking clump. It's black tips. These ones look a little fresher, brighter. Some more over here. Little tiny but very bright orange patch. Some really little ones just sprouting up. Hiking along on the trail, and I noticed these bright red flowers. They really stood out from a distance. I don't know what they are, but I'm going to find out. And I'm going to put the name on the screen. I feel like the camera isn't doing them justice. They're so red. They stand out against everything. It's just so, everything else is so green. And these flowers are so red. Oh, here we go. These coral mushrooms are always neat to find. Very springy, spongy, big batch. There's a lot of varieties that look like this. I'll do my best to get the proper identification on the screen. They're cool. Here's another one of these cool stone bridges in the trail. Usually in this forest I just stay off trail because it's kind of fun to do that here, but I forget how nice the trail here can be. I've been kind of sticking on it more than I planned. But then again, I didn't have much of a plan. See some interesting growth here. First we have all these little, maybe turkey tails sprouting. And then these are interesting here. I don't know if it's a turkey tail or a variety, but I'll try to identify and get a name on there. And then we have some over here that have just disintegrated. It's been a really nice and beautiful hike so far, folks. I hope you're enjoying this. I wish you all could be here in this fresh air, seeing exactly what I'm seeing, all of it. But I hope you're at least enjoying the bits and pieces I share with you. I hope you all get a chance to get out and enjoy some of this great summer weather wherever you are. And if you can't, then watch some of my old episodes. But this lonely long mushroom here is kind of neat. You can see just based on my hand, it's a good couple inches long. It's got almost like a shaggy, hairy stalk. And a nice little cap. I'm hoping to identify it, but sometimes these ones that are kind of basic looking are a little more tricky. But I'll try. But this is a pretty cool piece of fossil. Little bits of stuff stuck in it. If you like creek walking and looking at fossils, I've already done a few videos this summer heavily focused on that kind of stuff, as well as mushroom hunting. So be sure to check out some of my older videos, just the last few really. And I'll be doing more as well, but today I'm not focusing on the creek and the fossils too much. We're just kind of coming and going from it. We have been to this bridge before, It's a nice resting point. I'm going to hang out here for a few minutes and decide what direction I want to go next. I brought some citronella incense with me for when I stop to take a break to keep the bugs away, hopefully. I did spray head to toe with my Ranger Ready tick and mosquito repellent, but between the tall wet brush and how much I'm sweating from the humidity, I don't know how much of that stuff is left on me. But this stuff is usually pretty effective. I do recommend it. Not any one specific brand. There's a whole bunch. You can search online or check wherever you buy your other insect repellents. And if they have a citronella based incense, it works really well. I think it works better than like a candle or something, but to each his own. It's working okay for me. The bugs have stopped buzzing me. I'm going to enjoy my break. Okay folks, so I had an extremely peaceful and relaxing and reviving break on the bridge, and I've decided to go up the trail this way because I've never taken you folks this way, I don't believe. We have gone down this creek this way quite extensively, but we'll go up this trail and then probably get off it at some point. We'll see what the forest invites us to do once we get up this hill. I left my mosquito incense burning to carry with me. Figured why not? If it gets annoying, I'll put it out and put it away, but for now, keep the bugs away. Alright, so I think we're going to dip off into the forest here from the trail because we have to go this basic direction to get back to where I parked on that road. And I'm not in any rush to leave, but I at least figure I'll point myself in the right direction. And we'll kind of zigzag and wiggle through here and take our time looking for stuff. Neat stuff. It's very lush, green, and scenic back here. A really big guy here. It's about like 2.5 to 3 hand widths. For me, it might be a little difficult to identify because it kind of looks old, but I can sort of see a nice brown coloring here. Let's take a look underneath. I'll do my best to identify it. There's a little one here. This one looks a little better. It might make it easier to identify the species. Wee little fairy mushrooms, very tiny. Let's see here, smaller than my fingertip. I feel like this bit of forest here has a sort of creepy quality to it at the moment from being all damp, and it's just quiet and still and peaceful, which shouldn't be creepy, but sometimes in the forest it is. But either way, I'm enjoying it. I don't feel in danger, that's for sure. Some more interesting coral mushrooms. I feel like these might be slightly different from the ones we saw earlier. I'm going to have to compare later when I'm editing and see if these are the same or if they're slightly different. But like I was saying, there's a lot of varieties that kind of look like this, and there's just little differences that distinguish them. like the way the tops are and the way the clusters are. And I'm just not an expert to remember all that in the field. I gotta do research when I get home and confirm. A couple of slugs hanging out over here by this patch. These are kind of neat. Kind of big and blobby, very hard. Some type of polypore. We'll see if we can identify it and put it on the screen. And if I can't, maybe you can and let me know. Stumbled onto another trail, so I'm going to follow that for a little bit. I still have my trusty incense going. Seems to be working. The bugs are not bothering me. Quite a pleasant experience. Alright, so even though this trail is quite lovely, I'm going to split off of it into the woods here because it's taken me much too quickly to finish my hike. So I want to widen my loop and explore the woods for a little while before I give up for the day. I've already found a decent amount of neat things, but I feel like there's always more to see. If nothing else, I've still got energy in me to explore and get some exercise. I see a patch of mushrooms on this tree. I have seen these around this morning, this afternoon, but in worse shape. So I should be able to identify these and get a nice name on there for you. Walking through the thick forest up this dried up little stream bed, and voila, found a trail again. I don't know which one. There's quite a few different mountain bike trails that zigzag through this forest, so I'm always bumping into them even when I'm off trail, which is kind of nice. Makes things easier every now and again. They're always quite scenic. I find the mountain bike trails are more scenic than the standard trails. They got these little hills and roots and all kinds of neat stuff, so I kind of enjoy it. A little more difficult maybe, but more scenic. So we'll follow this for a little bit, and I'll check my GPS location to see where it's taking us and make adjustments from there. There's been a whole lot of these today. It's definitely the day for them. They're everywhere. A lot of little patches here. Show you folks something real quick. It's just right off the trail here. I've seen this before. Seen it? I assume someone put this together possibly for hunting purposes. It's kind of neat. We are still in state forest land. We're not on anyone's private hunting land or anything. Kind of cool in here. Definitely put some effort into it. Some stones there. Hook in the tree for something. Yeah, kind of neat, but my guess is it's like a hunting blind. I don't hunt, so who knows? Maybe it's Bigfoot. If any of you folks have been watching my camping videos recently, I typically show making coffee, and the coffee I've been making comes from Ellicottville, but the specific blend donates money to the Western New York Mountain Bicycling Association, which is why I bought it. I'm not a mountain bicyclist, but I hike these trails a lot, and I appreciate that they maintain them. So I figured that's my way of supporting. Go ahead and check out their website. If you're a mountain bike enthusiast, you may want to see what they have to offer. Got the sign here just right off the trail. We're going to keep walking. So I went off trail to get myself pointed in a better direction, and I ended up kind of getting in a real thick jam full of prickers and stuff, but just over this little hump is one of the access roads. So one last push through the brambles here. See if I can do it without getting too many more scratches. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't as bad as I was bracing for. Oh. Whew. Okay. This isn't the road I parked on, but if I go up here and turn, that's where I am. Well, that was a nice hike, folks. Nice mixture of trail, off trail. Found some interesting mushrooms. Got some good exercise. Good temperature today. It's not too warm, but it is very humid. It felt very much like a tropical jungle in there, although not as hot. But wet. Everything was wet. I'm gonna go ahead and put the picture of my tracked hike up on the screen for you guys to see. It was a real loop-de-loop, kind of. It's been nice. It's been a couple of weeks, I'd say, since I had a nice, just aimless ramble in the bramble. Last couple of hikes were at some nicer, more well-maintained areas, strictly on trails. And it was nice today to kind of go on and off, go through some thick, hard stuff, and then hop on a trail to get a little rest. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't yet. Like the video. Leave a comment. I'm open to comments and replying to them as best as I can. And we'll go hiking again soon.